name is Julie Hutchinson. I am originally from Ireland and I'm currently living in Brazil. I am a teacher by trade and a bars facilitator as well.
Hi, my name is Simone Arantes and I am Brazilian and I do live in Brazil. And by trade, I am a chemist and I also love to play with Access tools, and I'm bars facilitator and also an Access certified facilitator.
So probably 2018, the end of 2018, I was attending another an Access a Right Voice for You class in Sao Paulo, and Simone was there. She was the host.
So I was hosting a Right Voice for You class facilitated by Christopher Hughes. And then he told me, I'm inviting a friend. And she has taken some Access, but then, she stopped it and he never took any other class. And so he introduced us.
And we got chatting about our lives and what we've done over the years.
And she actually is a teacher in a school. And when I actually knew that, like, my eyes was just like this lighting, something lighted up for me as like, let's go into something at the school.
And we were both super excited about getting Access bars into schools and started asking some questions around that. Then we set up some meetings at my school, and then the rest is history. So I was really inspired by the video that was made with the schools in Italy, where they did it was kind of like a project where they went into schools and they ran bars on children for extended period of time. And then they looked at the results and they asked the children lots of questions. I was really inspired by that. And I started asking myself, how could I introduce this to the school that I work in? I work with children of all ages, but the school is for children from 2 years old until 18 years old. So I could see how much it could contribute to the older students, the younger students. The school that I work at also does a lot of community engagement work, and they work closely with a favela that's right across the street from the school. And of course, I saw how much it could contribute to the lives of the people from the favela as well. And at first, Simone will confirm this. At first, it was like, okay, the people from the favela are going to love it. They're going to totally be open and they're going to receive it so much. And it's the parents at the school. It's a school that's going to be more resistant. And it never works out the way you think it will. It was actually the opposite. We started running bars on people from the favela. It's called a community in Brazil. Favela is actually a derogatory word. But they were a little suspicious of me. They thought I was a witch practicing some sort of strange spiritualism. But once we got the ball rolling, once we had it set up, I had about 3 ladies that were literally like, how often can you run bars? Can you do it once a week, twice a week? How often can we come? They were coming at every opportunity. And actually, the meeting that Simone and I then set up with my head of school and some teachers. Simone ran the head of school's bars during the meeting, and they were actually much more open to the idea. And then we had 2 sessions at school where we had like sign up for bars, come and try it out, that kind of idea. So Simone and I sat on our little plastic mats that the children usually sleep on at the back of the classroom with the lights off. And we also had a queue. We had a line that day as well for bars. And everything was just starting, and then the pandemic hit.
So when the lockdown came, we were actually not able to be present in person at the school and run bars, the teachers' bars or the students' bars. So what we could do, we just like, okay, let's, facilitate like an workshop. So I actually facilitate like an online workshop, Get Happy and Stay There. I can't remember how many, but it were quite a few teachers from the school. And I think it was amazing. For me, it was just like, and it's different, just introducing something different and a new perspective on the way they actually view how life is. And it was really amazing.
I did a lot of like looking at with teachers, with the teachers that I was the coordinator for, and also having things always in the questions in the bulletin, questions in the newsletter. What's right about this? What if this wasn't the worst time of our lives? You know, what else could you create during this online season? I encouraged a lot of conversations about gratitude and looking at, you know, what could we be grateful for this time that, you know, we're not in school, we're not with the children, etc. Because we all knew that it wouldn't last forever. Children have to go back to school at some point.
I could not be in this school because I'm not a teacher. So actually, Julie, from now on, actually was more in touch with the teachers, with the more engaged with actually the school. And but she kept the seed. She kept feeding the seed that we spread and we planted, as the project.
Then when we got back onto campus after the online season, we saw a lot of mental health, for want of a better word, issues, challenges with children who'd spent a huge amount of time at home in environments that weren't always that kind. Teachers who'd spent huge amounts of time alone or in situations or circumstances that weren't a lot of fun for them. Various different approaches and challenges to coming back to campus, which should have been the best part. I kept talking about bars. I brought up the conversation again. I know this tool, I know this technique that could really contribute to our situation. I kept using the word contribute. Like, it's not going to help, it's not going to make things better necessarily, but it's definitely going to contribute to this situation. It's going to make it lighter. I got permission to order 2 luxury massage beds off the internet. That was like step 1. Step 2 was then finding a space for them. I had a little bit of resistance. And then in the end, I just found the space myself, set up the 2 massage beds, and then put a little note in the school Slack, and off we went. And it's literally been every day. I think we have like 4 slots a day. There's myself and another teacher who did a bars class with me last year. So we have 4 slots. It was supposed to be 4 slots a week. It's turned into like 15 slots a week because we literally have teachers queuing at the door. And what would it take for them to make the connection between the unbelievable lightness that has come around coincidentally, serendipitously since we started? Yeah, the school is much lighter. It's a nicer place to work. People are just more open and less stressed. There's less pressure. Yeah, and it's just started. So I wonder what else is possible.
With the GIST project, and when we are taking the bars to school, it's not actually only for the children. And because I have a bigger ask, and which is way beyond school, because for me, bars would be like such a simple tool and so effective in, to bring ease for people's life, that for me, it could be in every single house in the world. And so taking that to schools is actually taking to the kids, where the kids can take the parents, and that can be spread. And the children are the future of, of the world.
I dream of seeing children exchanging bars in recess because someone's having a funny day or things aren't working out the way they wanted to, that it is a tool that teachers, students can fall back on when things aren't going their way. Another ask that I have is that schools, everyone that's in schools, children, students, faculty, teachers, whoever it may be, would know that there's nothing actually wrong with them. And all that is ever required is that they just be themselves.